Abraham Lincoln.
April 14th, 1865, Abraham Lincoln was shot in the back of the head by an assassin.
Maybe Lincoln's ghost. That's quite something.
So I was reading this book and I saw this picture right here. Super popular. Hello, hi, what up? Welcome back to my channel and video. Welcome. How's your day going? Your night going? I hope everything's awesome. It is a rainy day. It's like, what time is it? 2:30 p.m. and it feels like it's already 7. Oh my god, this is a perfect weather to talk about spooky things. I love this. Before we get started with tonight's spooky video, I just want to say that if you're new here, hello, listen to videos every week. I talk about anything and everything to do with the paranormal and much, much more. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and join the Spooky Bell fam. I also have a podcast and merch. With that being said, if you want to hear all about Abraham Lincoln's scary experience, just go ahead, turn off your lights, and stick around. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States, and at around the time of his first election in 1860, he saw 2 faces in the mirror. He then told his wife about that, and the thing appeared to him again. He said it looked just like him. Both of them, because he saw 2, and one face was paler than the other, which was very, very eerie. And again, I'm gonna bring up the whole doppelganger thing. I have a couple of videos about that if you want to check it out. But what his wife thought was not that this was his doppelganger or anything. She thought that the 2 faces, him seeing those 2 faces, meant he would be elected to a second term. But as creepy as this may sound, she really believed that the second face, the pale one, simply meant he was going to die during the second term. She thought it was trying to warn him, whatever that thing was. This had a huge effect on him. He couldn't sleep. He always looked tired, just really restless, up until the day of his demise. And that's completely understandable. I mean, I know his wife didn't mean anything by it, but like telling him that was kind of, I don't know, I would not like it if someone ever told me that. Like, no, please don't tell me that. Like, I had a dream once where this lady said I'd be wearing white when I die. I always tell you guys this. I don't know, I just get really scared easily, so. Anyway, to make matters even worse, he also had a dream of his death. He said he woke up in his bed and he heard people weeping. He went downstairs slowly. Everything just seemed really off and it felt really real. So he saw a corpse downstairs wrapped in funeral vestments. People were just sadly gazing at the corpse. He then shouted, "Who is dead in the White House?" And one of the soldiers said, "The president is. He was killed by an assassin."
Lincoln had dreams about his assassination for 3 nights straight before the night of his death. On the night of the play, Lincoln was reluctant to go but felt he was obligated to because of the public. He was scheduled to be escorted by his new bodyguard, John Parker, who had previous history of being unreliable. He was quoted as saying, "I have perfect confidence in those who are around me, in every one of your men, but if it is to be done, it is impossible to prevent it."
This is a perfectly good example of a premonition. Nobody really knows if he was psychic or not, but some people believe that because of all the seances that took place in the White House, and because of his family's connection to the Fox sisters, who were 3 sisters who played an important role in the creation of spiritualism, they believe that because of that connection, he actually developed a psychic ability which was getting glimpses of the future, and was unfortunate enough to see his own demise. The Fox sisters were helping him and his wife communicate with their dead sons. And honestly, this theory isn't too crazy because once you do get into the paranormal, once you do get into spirituality and all of that, your mind does expand. And once your mind expands, everything around you becomes so clear. Your intuition, your vision, everything. And this can be both a curse and a blessing. Was Abraham Lincoln psychic? I guess we'll never know. How insane is that? I feel really bad because he was already like all freaked out by the two faces. And then he had this dream. He didn't need to know that. So something was telling him he was going to die during the second term. And that really makes me wonder why. Why did this happen? Was he psychic? Or whatever it was that was showing him all of this? Was it to help him save himself? Perhaps be more careful? Or was it an evil force just trying to scare him? I don't know. You guys let me know. This is just really strange to me. What do you guys think? And what's really interesting about this is that he was actually a skeptic before. But his wife was all into the paranormal, it's strange and unusual. And that's why he got into it as well. They would constantly have seances at the White House to try and communicate with their dead sons. I think he only attended a couple of sessions though, with mostly his wife. Now imagine one of the most powerful places in the whole world being super haunted. Yes, it is said that Lincoln still wanders around in the White House.
But we felt
you did?
something.
Where?
We were at the White House. The White House has to be haunted, right? I mean, and maybe again, that's us thinking it has to be haunted.
But so many, yes.
But my phone rang. It woke us up in the middle of the night. We had a fireplace in our room, and all of a sudden, we started hearing like 1920s piano music, as clear as day, coming
through
out
the
of the fireplace.
And he's usually seen, his spirit is usually seen when something big is happening, be it good or bad, which is really interesting because I think he's just protecting his country still, just protecting everybody and making sure everything's okay, which is really sweet. The Queen of the Netherlands was a guest at the White House once, and one night she was awakened by a knock on the door, and because it was the middle of the night, she thought it was something really important, you know, an important message or whatever. So she got up, opened the door, only to come face to face with the apparition of the president. He was just there standing in the hallway. He was wearing his iconic hat, and yeah, he just stood there. So the queen took a look at him and fainted. When she opened her eyes, she found herself on the floor. She looked all around, but the president was gone. Now, Eleanor Roosevelt used Lincoln's old bedroom as her study. And though she was kind of a skeptic about this whole ghost talk, she did indeed confirm she felt his presence one night. It was when she was in there working late. And I'm always so amazed when skeptics share spooky experiences. She said she felt as though he was behind her, peering over her shoulder. Seriously, there's a lot more stories surrounding the ghost of Lincoln, but long story short, to this very day, he is still believed to wander around the White House. The place where people see him the most are the hallways. And whenever someone has an experience with him, it's not really negative. They feel protected. Of course, some will feel like really spooked, but most of them feel protected. So I like to believe he's still watching over everybody. Isn't that cool? What do you guys think? Have you guys ever heard of this before? And would you like to see his ghost? Because that would be such an honor. Honestly, yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're having an awesome day or night, whatever it is when you're watching this. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with your friends who like spooky things. Check out my podcast, my merch, and I'll see you children in my next video. Hoodles!